Like this.
Dude, guess what?
Are we live?
We're live, dude.
Oh,
I
live
just
from
sent.
quarantine. It's film
Here
pro.
we are. Wow. If you're watching on YouTube, looks different. Nicole's
You
a,
know what I was
a
thinking?
static photo, and I'm Leonardo DiCaprio vaping.
Yeah, but it's actually me. That's my real face.
So you guys kind of see Nicole. We realize I don't have any photos of myself, so.
They're all from like 10 feet away. You keep your profiles are so like far away.
And then you have this
They look good though.
wonderful 8 picture slideshow that I
Hey,
put
there's more
together
than five.
of the
There's more
movie
than five at least.
to give
If
you
you're watching on
guys.
YouTube,
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube. So a
like and
little bit
subscribe.
different of a show. If you're listening, it's probably normal because it's just audio. But yeah, if you're watching, we apologize. Our studio's out of commission right now in Arizona, so we
Should be
have to
apologizing to me.
we have to do this from home separately. So also if we sound, less quality, then I'm sorry as well. If Nicole cuts out or if I cut out a little bit, we are sorry
Oh,
about that. So I just wanted to make sure the
ouch.
crawlers are aware
Today,
of the quality that they may be
I
experiencing.
don't know. You sound great to me, so I'm curious to see how it's going to sound on Spotify.
Yeah, it should sound pretty decent. It's just if the internet on your end or my end slows down and your audio coming into my computer starts cutting off, then
Oh.
it will sound worse on your
Yeah.
end. But
Do you know what I was thinking
hmm,
before we started? We can't see each other, so we don't know when we're going to be talking, so we might talk each other a lot. So if that happens, sorry in advance.
yeah, yeah. So just sorry all
You
around.
know?
Holy shit though, we're still getting this episode out. Um,
I'm proud of us.
we figured it out. We could possibly have callers in the future, maybe, but
We're going to get lazy with it.
we don't know when we'll be able to do the normal setup with the video and stuff. So this may be uh, the view that you have for now, depending
No
on
further notice.
yeah, and depending on how long this garbage lasts, which seems like it's gonna be a long time. Um, so
Yikes.
hope everyone is safe and staying home. Nicole's, are you working or what's going on with that? Not really.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, anybody else, the whole everybody. I'm in curbside pickup, so we have like little mini shifts at the bar. We're open, I think, from like 9 to 5, and bartenders like it's just one per shift, and it's like 9 to 1 and 1 to 5. So
Okay.
today it will be my first shift since this quarantine. I've been kind of lucky, I guess you could say. I've been moving, so that's been giving me exercise.
Yeah, yeah.
Start crazy yet. It's just hitting me now. So
The
anxiety's on a new level, but that's okay.
summer bods aren't happening.
No, that's out of commission right now. Cancel your plans, cancel your memberships, buy, buy hot Cheetos.
For
You
real.
have full permission right now.
But we are doing Prospect, dude. Kind of a left fielder, huh?
I'm Cameron actually recommended this movie to me a while ago. He talked about it a while ago, and then I saw it on Hulu and was like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Did,
So,
did you just do Mando? How long ago was Mando?
well, Mando came out on Patreon um
Yeah,
like last week. Yeah, last week. So, we
feels
were
so
we were on the
long ago.
Pedro Pascal hype still. Um
Give our man's his money.
yeah, I think this was Oh, by the way, spoilers ahead. No normal
Oh,
intro as
oh, you're
usual.
right. Nice
Spoilers
catch there.
ahead. And this is directed by Zeke Earl and Christopher Caldwell. Um,
Old
it's
director.
it's an indie movie, dude, and I genuinely like indie movies a lot. I think we earn more respect for different
For
types of
sure.
their arts, and indie
Well, they
movies.
kickstarted this one too.
Yeah, and indie movies don't really have like anything to lose.
Yeah.
Um, they're not here. They're not Marvel. They're not Disney. They're not trying to set up like series or that kind of thing. So it kind of feels like they put a little more effort into just making a good film rather than like how do I make a new one. So
Well, and with this one especially with the two directors, and they worked on it like writing as well.
hmm
That they kickstarted to make it longer, essentially, to what we're seeing. And with things like that, it's for the love of the art, and I'm into that. So
right,
I fully that decision, that kind of stuff.
exactly. So um, it's starring Pedro Pascal and Sophie Thatcher. Sophie's actually really good at it. It's the first thing I've seen her in. I
Yeah,
don't know if
it's her
is
debut.
it her debut? Okay. And the movie's praised pretty well, dude. It's got 89 on the tomato,
I
and
was I didn't check the tomato. I was counting on you.
the
In a while.
audience is at 69 though. So, um,
Mm, we'll see what
yeah,
we do to contribute to
but I like it, dude. I think,
that. You
um,
did?
I don't know. I was gonna say before I went on that other tangent was this is like Pedro's um his portfolio for Mando.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
the way he talks and the way he moves around and like cuz he's wearing a full body suit, right? It just kind of like his mannerisms
Yeah,
feel like it. Um
screen, I was like, this is what got him the job.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Cuz he's not been in anything else that has similar vibes to like Mando, like a westerny type vibes. And this is a sci-fi, but I would classify it as like a western too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the coloring and just like the storyline kind of. It
Right.
feels very Steinfeld, like True Grit almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like girl and old guy. I don't know.
But like, a story of trust and like partnership. They got
Exactly.
some standoffs and stuff. But the movie's very simple. Like the father Jay Duplass, who's Damon, and Sophie Thatcher, who plays C. Um,
Super easy to remember names here.
yeah, and Pedro Pascal plays Ezra, and that's all you need to know. um,
Exactly.
but they're like, what are they? What would you call them? Miners or some kind of a gem collector people?
Oh, they're prospectors, which is where the name comes from, I think.
Okay, but
Uh,
what is the difference between prospect and harvest?
okay. Are you trying to do the plot or can we go into dislikes? Because this leads heavily into what I disliked about this movie.
Let's just start it with the dislikes then.
Okay. Okay. Um, I cannot answer that question because this movie did not really explain it to me. And
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
disliked that about that movie. Like it just jumps. I like that it doesn't treat you like you're stupid, but it just jumps you into, oh, we're in the green. We're harvesting these diamonds, these gems, and if you get the acid on it, like it gives you all this information
hmm
and I have no context of what they're doing.
Right.
Uh,
And
I did not like that.
yeah, they do it pretty. I think the dialogue here is actually pretty good,
Ah,
for like explaining the world as much as they can. But I think that's pretty common in like indie films, right? Like they kind of just jump you into it, and it's almost like a long short, like you're just kind of there watching
Yeah, and
these
I get
things.
that they're trying to give you all this because this film is what, only an hour and a half or an hour and
Yeah, like hour
40?
40. Yeah.
Trying to give you a lot in a short amount of time. But it just in this one, like it seemed that they were focusing on visually setting up the world rather than through the dialogue. Even though they're giving us a lot of key words to this world, we can't. Me personally, I couldn't connect the two together until the very end, and even then, I was still kind of confused.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the difference between prospect and harvest is. Like, because
Yeah.
harvest, I thought, is what they were doing because they're going to like keep them and you know harvest the gems.
Were
Um,
the gems fuel for their ships, or were they bartering tools?
I think they're like like money, just
It was
valuables
money.
because
Okay.
they allude to like there used to be a big they called it what do they call it, like the rush or something, like they found them on this planet and then there was like a huge influx of people that came down to get these gems and then
There's another key word, but I have no idea. Like,
they're
right,
yeah, the rush was like what they were referring to. And
Blair.
what was that?
Blair 2, right? That was like a part of this rush, or no?
um I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure.
I
um
think that was the myth. Maybe it was the myth
well, the
of like
lair,
this
the queen's lair was like, yeah, it was like a myth during the rush and then they
Okay.
actually found it and that's why they were going. And but this was at the end, this was like post rush, like there it was almost like they were gonna go away from this planet they were talking about.
Mm,
It was like, oh,
okay.
we've cleaned house, but then they found it again and then that's when they got hired to go do it. So
Okay.
um they stumble across Pedro Pascal and he's a bad guy, I guess. They don't. They don't really. I mean, Pedro Pascal's down there doing the same thing, but he has no way of getting home. He has no ship. Um, and Sophie Thatcher and them, and C and her dad Damon, they're the same boat. They have no way home because their
They
ship
do.
broke.
They have to fix their ship though. I thought so. That's why I'm confused. Like I thought they were going to. Yeah, they're there to harvest these gems or whatever. But when the ship crashed, I thought they were like, okay, Plan B is to fix our ship, and then let's carry these gems home. So they do kind of have a ride home.
Okay, so, but once sadly Damon passes, they have she has no way of fixing it, right? Like she has
Was
no
it that
idea.
sad though?
No, it wasn't. That guy was a
Were you
dick, dude.
attached to him at all?
No, he was a douche. They made it clear that he was gonna die. Like,
Okay, yeah. From the
not.
poster alone, it's just Pedro on the
Yeah,
poster.
it's true. But
Yeah.
you knew it was gonna be between Pedro and her after that. Like, because the story wouldn't. We wouldn't have a story. Like, it's pretty. You can tell what's coming, I guess. Um,
Yeah, because it's like, where else can this story go if she's by herself, or if you have these names attached to it? I think that's like a thing that comes with having these actors attached. You
yeah,
kind of
like,
just like,
oh,
I
you're
can't.
hired. You hired Pedro. He's gonna be in it.
Yeah. Well, they another thing with his character, they present him as pretty evil, like conniving, which is his personality.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
did throughout the movie, and it really wasn't that believable to me. So that's another dislike.
His evilness.
Well, yeah, his I guess you maybe would you call it his character arc? Like
Yeah.
it's presented to you as very evil, and then he switches gears, which is okay, like I get it. He plans change, he kills this girl's dad, and they're the only ones together that can go fix this, whatever. Oh, and his arm was poisoned, huh?
Yeah,
And in the end, he went from bad guy to nice guy way too quick.
yeah, I was about to say, I think the only thing that like I'm disliking for his arc was they didn't give enough moments between her and him to build
Exactly.
their relationship because obviously like they're working together because they have to, but it never felt like there was that moment where he was like, no, I actually care for her. And they
Exactly. Yeah.
try to do it. They try to do it with like that little tribe people,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
whatever I forgot what they were called. Like or
satyrs or
satyrs or something.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
satyr.
satyrs.
They tried to do it in that scene, but it didn't feel like enough because they
Hmm.
just got over the death of her dad and stuff. So like it was still, and she didn't really trust him still. So
She also didn't really like her dad, it seemed. They didn't give us enough moments with her and her dad.
yeah, yeah, and
Like they cared about each other.
right. So there's a lot of like I feel like downtime where they could have tried to do maybe another event between the satyr and her dad dying to
Hmm.
where you felt more of a connection. Like maybe she helps him in some way, or she does something and he sees like his daughter through her, or something like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
build
yeah.
on they build on his arc or something. But that was like the only thing, and it's just kind of like, so the movie starts, they land, they're fucked up, they get one gem, right? And then they have the standoff, he dies, uh
Mm.
her dad dies, they go to the satyrs,
Yes.
he again gets, his arm is getting infected, and she chops his arm off, which I guess is that moment, right? I guess is that moment.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Like that, yeah, the deeper conversation with the connection between them. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they go and they do the final act. So there's not really much that happens, but um,
Okay, so
typical for
uh
indie films.
when the dad and when C and what's his name? When
Ezra?
C and well, the dad,
Oh,
the daughter,
Damon.
and
Damon, yeah.
when they first get to the world and then they find the lair or whatever,
Hmm.
how does he know it's a lair? Because it like he pulled one out and was just like, "Oh, this is it. Like this gets us rich." How did he know that? He just pulled out one.
Though that wasn't the lair. That was just one they found along the way.
Okay,
the
so how does he know the lair existed?
The lair was where they were at the end with the mercs, the mercenaries,
Oh, okay,
and they
okay.
hired them, or him really, and he's dragging her along. They hired him to come down and dig because it's like obviously dangerous and takes skill.
Oh,
So they were
okay.
waiting, but they got pushed off course when they entered for whatever reason because the drop pod was all messed up.
Okay, holy shit,
Yeah.
it makes more sense. Now that's why she was saying we don't have time. Like we have
Right,
to.
because they're
Okay.
so far, they have to
Yeah.
travel and then come back. Like, and the ship, I actually like how they kind of set up. It's going to be like a time crunch, right?
Hmm.
Where at the end, that ship's going to leave, the big ship that they came off of. Like that
Yeah.
thing's leaving at at a certain time. So if you're not there, you're just done for essentially.
It's always dawn. It always leaves
We
at
ride
dawn.
at dawn, bitches. But I thought it was going to be more time crunchy, and then at the end, it kind of didn't feel like they were fighting the crunch. It
Yeah,
was,
they went off track on that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's my dislike. Like, it just kind of at the end they wanted this like set piece or this moment at the end, which they got, and it was fine, like in terms of the movie, but. It didn't. She only checks her watch once in this whole trip. So
Right.
I
You're
didn't.
right. Yeah, that one shot of her looking.
Yeah, so I didn't think she really. It didn't really. They made it a point in the beginning and they didn't really like capitalize on it. They focused more on getting this like action scene at the end, which was actually pretty good.
It's
Um,
pretty cool.
and I actually enjoyed this film a lot. I think I like seeing
Hmm.
bigger actors in indie films because like I said, there's more freedom for them.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more of like a resume type thing, like, oh, I'm gonna try new stuff here.
Ooh,
it
yeah,
won't
yeah.
like kill my career, but I want to like be able to, show people that I can
Sometimes
do.
it might end up killing their career,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
think this really helped him in Mando, dude. Like he talks like him,
Yeah.
and like his bartering skills and stuff, like that's so Mandalorian and westerny. And I think they might have used this when they were looking at
Oh,
who to
absolutely.
get.
Well, you know what it is? Like in this movie, you see his face, obviously, but he's always, I don't think we ever see him really outside of the clunky suit. So
Yeah.
in this movie, though, you just hear his voice.
Hmm.
And so in Mando, you're seeing him like how he can portray emotion with body language, where in this, he's using that accent, which
Mm-hmm.
he's using a very southern one in this one. He's using that and like to good dialogue to
Right.
portray the character. So it's kind of like you get both ends on each uh respective show and movie, you know?
Yeah. I was
Which is
dying.
pretty cool.
I was dying when Damon was describing to him like the Queen's Lair, and
Mm-hmm.
and he's just like, yeah, it's gonna make us rich or whatever. And then Pedro's like, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
he
he
literally
thinks
is
about it for a
okay.
little bit, and then he's just like, okay.
Were you creeped out by his friend?
Yeah. So I think, are they like robots or like just
I think there's a
mutes?
person in there. I think there's a person in there.
Okay, because he was they mentioned something, and he like named him. I don't know if it was a name or like a number, but it sounded like almost like he was like cyborg, possibly.
Okay, so here's another thing that kind of didn't throw me off, but I wish it went too fast. So when he and C are walking through the forest and he's trying to connect with her,
Mm-hmm.
and she doesn't tell him, and he's like, well, I gotta call you something.
Yeah.
And then I think it cuts or something, and he calls her number 3
Mm-hmm.
when he called that big guy number 2. So it's like,
Mm.
oh, there was a number 1. Who's number 1?
Yeah, yeah. So he's had, but he was like saying like, oh, number two was more than a utility, more a
Yeah.
utility than a human, and he was like kind of like your dad was to you, like you were to your dad. Remember that
I,
moment?
yeah, but I think he was saying it as far as their connection, like they
Gotcha.
weren't friends. Yeah, they weren't like, or he didn't view him as someone to be attached to, I guess.
Yeah.
Team, because they're him and so not Sophie, that's her real name, or him and C were attached with the air
Yeah,
filter.
they were always attached because his filter was busted.
Dude, parallels, bro. I connect.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. They're kind of like handcuffed together, right, through this. Um,
Right, because yeah, that air filter like hat that it goes through both of them.
hmm So dislikes for me are kind of like on the same as yours. Like I don't know. We don't really build too much on Ezra, and we probably could have. And their relationship with C. Um, she has her like, she's a strong character. Like she hides all of her emotion, right?
Yeah.
Um, she like is a kid, and I think wants to be a kid, but can't be a kid. You
Yeah,
know?
because we see her with the music and
Yeah,
stuff.
and like her
Yeah.
moment in the spaceship alone, where she's like throwing shit around and kind of like just fucking off, kind of. But
Yeah.
um,
What was she throwing on the wall? Was that like life packs or what?
I don't know, dude. I could. I was trying. I thought it was like piss.
We need more. Ooh, you're right.
It
Yeah.
looked like.
There was a lot though.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but
Oh, okay. That's another scene that kind of bothers me to go with your like time crunch and
mm-hmm.
time passing. That scene kind of gave me the vibes that she was going crazy by herself. How
Gotcha.
much time passed? We don't
Right.
know.
We don't really know. Yeah.
We could have had another moment of her checking the clock or something, and we didn't get that, and that would have been a perfect moment to kind of be like, oh shit, you know?
Well, at that moment, she was like done. Like she was basically, for in my eyes, she was basically saying like, I don't care if I go home. Like whatever. I'm gonna
Okay,
die.
but a lot of time, not a lot, but at least a few days have to pass for that, for your mindset to go into that.
Yeah, and she kind of just went to it right away.
You're not gonna go crazy immediately on day one. It's gonna hit you 3 days in.
Yeah, for sure. You know what this movie reminded me a lot of?
What?
Um, why am I forgetting the name? God damn it.
It
The
just happened.
the Shimmer movie. What's it called?
Life?
No, dude.
Annihilation.
Dude,
Annihilation.
Annihilation. Yeah, it reminded me a lot of Annihilation.
Okay.
Like, and I think that goes into my likes. Is this movie's beautiful, dude?
It really is.
Like
Yeah.
when it
Plus
started,
the sound.
yeah, the sound and design and stuff. And when it started, like I texted you immediately. I was like, "This is gonna be a pretty movie." Like
Really did, yeah.
they have they spent this is a movie where you don't have a big budget because you're an indie film, right? But they really stretched their budget all the way that they could, and they spent it in the right areas. Like,
Well, they used the techniques too. Like
yeah,
they had to research what they had to use for like these wide frames that they're getting, and they picked the location. They knew where they wanted to go.
hmm
Like obviously, this felt like it was in the Pacific Northwest, and that's where it was.
right, yeah, because of the trees and
Yeah.
the greenery and stuff. But where they used CGI was perfect. It wasn't overdone. It
Mhm.
didn't look bad. The wide shots. God, one of my shots I love is just like, I think you might know which one, but there's a couple of these wide shots that are really good. And like you were saying before we even hit record, was the aspect ratio they're using, which captures more light and creates more lens flares and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, and all it's so simple. Like, you're in a forest. We need to make it feel alien, so we add this really different ratio on the camera and the lens that we use. They add a little bit of extra flares via CGI, right? But
Yeah.
they make it like this dust felt like a real thing. Like, yeah, it's an alien planet, but it's not like crazy alien. You know what I mean? It's not like,
Right. Creature. So something I liked where we're not relying on a creature
mm-hmm,
or like what do the inhabitants of this planet look like as far as monsters go?
mm-hmm,
I'm using parentheses air quotes. Because it's truly about the people who are trekking there and what not in the movie, but to me it was like, oh, what outfits are they wearing? Like what weapons are they
mm-hmm.
using? Very just like thought out, and that was really cool.
Yeah, and the weaponry is very westerny, like sci-fi
Yeah, yeah.
western. The pistol and like the long rifle. Like, you don't have many shots type thing. It's not like a machine
Mhm.
gun or whatever. But um,
You got one shot, make it count.
yeah, it's
Do it.
very very cool. And just adding like this simple layer of dust and with some different lighting techniques actually made it feel like an alien planet. Like, I didn't obviously,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
um they didn't have to like, oh, let's go blow budget on getting like alien landscape, just to make it look
I
alien.
think most of the budget went on the window shots of the space station at the
Mhm.
beginning and
Yeah,
end.
yeah,
Like that, yeah,
those
whenever
are
they were leaving.
really good looking.
They were.
Like, and the shots of the
Or at that
planets
moment,
in the distance felt really good. So,
Yeah,
and I think the
they were really good.
story's overall good, and I got scared at the end there.
Or what?
When my boy Ezra gets stabbed, dude.
Dude, okay, he should have died though. We gotta be honest with ourselves.
Really? I was gonna say I kind of like that he lived.
Mm. It just felt it felt too happy.
Yeah. So I was like,
How does he not die?
I don't
My boy
know,
got his arm cut off with a incision knife. How do you not pass out?
dude. It's got modes for bones, bro.
When he flipped his arm and was like, won't feel a thing, and it just flops.
Yeah.
Ew, that was so gross.
Um, I'm not sure. I was like, damn, if he dies, it's gonna be kind of sad, but like maybe it completes. I don't know. But then I was like, maybe it doesn't complete his arc. Like, he's her new dad, essentially.
I know, but it's about her journey of relying on herself and allowing herself to trust others.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm contradicting myself because I just realized her saving him is her trusting him, but
Right.
still,
Right. Her saving him is her full arc, right? Like, I'm
yeah.
gonna come back. I'm gonna save you. Like, you did everything you could for me, um, and it's reasonable. It didn't look like a mortal wound. Like, he got stabbed, but
Because
I'll
it was
buy it.
like right under the chest, but right by the stomach or something. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was like, and it wasn't deep. I
yeah.
don't
It
think.
didn't look like it went all the way through. So I was like, I'm gonna buy this, but I was gonna be mad if she just dipped. So I'm happy. The way that it ended, I was way more happy with, because it does complete her arc, and um I liked Ezra in the end too.
Yeah,
So
the guy from Mad Max saved her. He allowed her to live, dude.
is that
As
him?
soon as I saw no, but
Oh, his
the
mask.
character looks
Yeah.
like yeah.
Dude, that
I
dude took
that
like
was
3
hilarious.
shots to the body and survived.
That's right.
I was like, who is this guy?
Plowed through.
But
Dude, he's a prisoner of war, man.
the I like the alien, like the way they get these gems is actually really unique. Like
Mm.
it's not some basic shit. There's actually
Well,
like
yeah.
thought
Like they really
behind
thought
that.
out the story.
Right.
They really wanted like they loved this film. So, and that
Yeah.
shows through.
It wasn't like, oh, you're just gonna dig it up and there it is. But
Oh,
kind of like Avatar, for instance. They're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, it's just on the ground. But like, there's a lot more that goes into that. And this was so unique and different. I was like drawn in the whole time that they were doing, like, pulled this alien thing out, which from the stories is a life form. Like
Well,
it
and it
will,
was making noises,
yeah,
like
but it
little
will
bitty.
like it'll bite your arm off. Like the one guy stuck his hand in the hole and got his arm bitten off. They said.
Well, but it was the acid I thought that surrounded
Oh
it.
well, whatever. But I think it was like I think it's still alive because they like burn it before they go
But yeah,
in.
for sure. Yeah, the noises that it made was for sure alive.
And then I thought it was super interesting that like they have to like precisely open it in order for the gem to preserve, and if they don't, it like just dissolves, which is actually like I don't know. I thought it was really unique and something so fresh and different.
Ah.
Um,
Okay, I have a question for you.
mm,
At the end, when Ezra he botches like what, two or
yeah,
three.
yeah.
He's like watch out, let me take over. Do you think did she mess up on purpose? 'Cause I thought that was gonna be a moment of like, oh, she's gonna get it, and from the beginning, like watching her dad do it, and he's like, and he kind of
Yeah,
scolded her for, he's like, watch out, and I thought this was gonna be a moment of like, fuck you, I can do it by
right.
myself.
I'm
Didn't.
I'm not sure, dude. I was thinking the same thing as you. Is like she's about to crush it. Like
Yeah.
she's watched it. She's been doing it for a while. It seems like being not doing it but seeing it.
Yeah.
Um, and I thought she was gonna kill it. And they did. They still harped back to the acid thing because she uses it as the bomb. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
which is still like a cool little foreshadow. But I I
I
don't
knew it.
know.
That was one. That was the moment where that was one moment where I was like, oh yeah, this means something
Yeah.
in the, you know.
So I don't know if they probably had a script where she does do it. I wouldn't think they wouldn't. So
No, I kind of wanted her to.
if she did it, then the story has to be, well, they don't get shot at. They the mercs just try to take their stuff and leave, and then they have to fight their way that way. But
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like that's also a moment of togetherness and like, oh, we got this
right,
together.
right. So
Okay. Another thing that I thought was gonna happen. So when he gets stabbed and he's like, "You gotta run, you gotta take it and go," and she goes and she stops by the lair or whatever the hell.
mhm,
I thought do it then, like without the pressure.
mm,
Like, wait, no, I can do this.
and she cuts one out.
Oh yeah, like I thought she was gonna pull one out and like do a procedure there and get it right and
Hmm.
like take a gem out.
Yeah. That would have
She
been that would have been
both of these
interesting.
moments, but I was mad both way. I was kind of like, fuck, I want her to do this. I don't know why.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. It kind of got kind of clunky there, and that's what I was talking about. Like they wanted this moment, this like fighting moment, the
Yeah.
action scene.
Yep.
So
You're absolutely right.
so I don't know. I'm okay with it, but it would have been good to see her actually succeed in one, especially since she hasn't done it.
Yeah, we don't really see her. Well, I guess her cutting his arm off, but like,
Yeah, she said she used to
um,
do like other stuff, with like getting eggs or something.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I think it sounded like butchering, basically like our butchering cows, but It was another life. Like I don't know what she called them, but
Yeah,
yeah.
like an alien life. But um, that that right there, man. I don't know. I was excited to watch it because I like these types of movies. Um, Indie films always surprise me, no matter what. Even if they're terrible, there's still moments that surprise me, and I think this one was actually really good.
Yeah.
Um, the scenery is awesome. Like I want to set my background as one of these shots because
Look,
um,
that's how I know that yeah, that you like when you want a background of it, that's how I know you know it. Great.
right now on YouTube, my background is a video game background, but it's space, so it works. So
Yeah.
whoa, can you hear me?
Content, man. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. My screen went black for whatever
Did we
reason.
stop recording?
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay, cool.
But that's a dude. That's literally all I kind of have. What about you? Like, do you have any other big moments that you wanted to discuss?
Uh, checking my notes. Not really. Like I said, like we said earlier, like this movie's pretty short. It's to the point. You can track like what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, any, any anything on here that we didn't talk about?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's moments that aren't. There's not a lot of key things in here, but the ones that we did, we mainly talked about. Um,
okay, I will. I want to know if we're kind of ending on likes. I I enjoy when director you can tell a director is influenced by another director or other films
mm-hmm.
without copying them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they did a very good job of getting feeling there's this Russian movie, I think it was Russian. It's called Stalker
Okay.
by Aaron Cameron recommended me that one too. And I watched it like a year ago. And that movie, that's the movie that inspired Annihilation actually.
Hmm.
It
Really?
has you could feel kind of Annihilation themes to it as well.
Right.
Um, but so there's that movie, like you said, Annihilation, just like Interstellar. There were moments of Interstellar in this that felt kind of interstellary to me, which I enjoyed. Mad
Yeah.
Max, honestly, like the character
Mm-hmm.
design and the filter.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And like
yeah,
costume designs.
I just want to give kudos to them because it's not easy to do that without copying straight up, and so full
Right.
respect to that.
Right. It's a great film. I'm gonna have to see what else they've done and kind of. I think they've. I think he's only Zeke Earl has only done that, and they've both only done that.
Oh, so they have a good
Um,
track record.
they're starting off strong, but I'd like to see some other stuff that they do
Well, so
because
okay, a top sci-fi for you?
it's hard to say. You know,
What is top sci-fi to you?
I
Why
don't
can't
know because the genre is so weird, right? Like
I?
the genre is so weird. I this is so westerny to me and just like it's a western in a sci-fi environment.
Yeah. Well, that's like Mando. I think you're stuck on Mando.
Yeah, Mando's so good. I would put this up in a list for like sci-fi movies because one, there's not many great ones, I think.
Mhm.
You know, like you
Mhm.
have like your Interstellars, you have your 2001 or whatever, but
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
not like many. Then you have the opposite side. You have Life, which has Jakey and Ryan Gosling, all of these people that's just like
Oh,
awful.
get the right Ryan, man.
Oh, is it Ryan? It's Ryan Reynolds.
It's
Sorry,
Reynolds.
sorry,
Yeah, Reynolds.
but
Did we see that together in the theaters?
I think so. A
We
long
did. Why
time
did
ago.
we see that together? That was
That movie is awful.
like messed up. Okay, I really kind of want to rewatch it to see if it's that bad. Is it that bad?
I was kind of. I'm not gonna lie. Out of that movie, though, I was genuinely terrified at the movement of this alien. Like
Oh, when Ryan died.
in that, but when it grows and stuff, like, ugh.
I just
It's
remember the end scene where Jakey's in the middle of the ocean and it's
God
like
damn it, dude. Spoilers for
oh my bad, yeah, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Jakey, isn't he the only one that survived?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but maybe we'll do it. That'd be fun to do like a collab with someone.
That one, yeah, you're right. That would be good.
But so I'm saying like the genre is so weird. I would put this up there. Like I put Annihilation up there too. I think that's a really unique film, and I want to read the book. It's super short, but um,
Good. It looks really good.
but I don't know. I enjoyed it. I like this movie a lot.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say that, and we're gonna move on. Yeah.
Oh, well, to shots or shots we love?
Shots we love, bro.
Right. I don't know if I can guess yours on this one.
Where do you go? You go first. You go first.
Guess mine, guess mine.
Um, I don't know. I think you're gonna. Damn. I don't know. This is actually kind of hard for me for you.
Yeah? Okay.
I'm gonna say the shot of her against the window in with her headphones on and stuff, looking at.
Oh, that one's pretty. No, that's not mine.
All right.
My shot is when after the standoff of Damon and all of them after they both die
Mm-hmm.
and Ezra's sitting there and he's staring at her.
Yeah, and there's like that passing
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah, that moment like that was just creepy to me.
Yeah,
It was yeah.
and it was actually really
I like
like you were tunnel visioned on him because
yeah.
you wanted to find out what he's gonna do. Was he
It
gonna
was it
talk
was
his
still
way out?
wide.
Yeah, but like, was he gonna talk his way out of this, or was he gonna go and try to kill her? Which is
Oh.
like what we saw, for that moment. And
I
then
like was he gonna start running? Like I
yeah,
felt like he was gonna start chasing after her.
I thought it was kind of comedic too at that moment.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's just standing there like, what just happened?
Literally though, he was. You're right, he was.
So I'm in that same area, that same moment, bro. My shot.
Yeah.
But it's when they get the Mexican standoff, and there's that. They're like, I don't know if you noticed, they're on the edge of like where the forest starts, and like then like desert almost looks like.
Oh, like on the left? Like
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
behind the big guy?
Wasn't it like deserty? It was like.
No, I didn't notice. I didn't notice.
Oh, okay. I'll send it to you. But that moment, like where everyone pulls their guns out, and it's just like that
yeah.
Mexican standoff, and then there's that wide shot of all of them, like so you can see the whole playing field of where everyone is, and then you got like which is a good use of their CGI here, was like the background with the different planets that are in like atmosphere. Almost.
Oh, yeah, like you see the outline of the moon or whatever.
Yeah, which is like super close in this planet.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Which, scientifically doesn't make sense, but
Shut the hell up.
but yeah, that's mine right there. I thought that was really cool. Like
Oh, nice.
that's when I was like, it's a Western. Like
Yeah, I thought yours was gonna be like them in the ship and they're looking at they're at the end when they're going towards the
they're
space
going
station.
up, yeah. That's a good
Yeah,
one. I think it was really well done.
for sure. Was it just okay? I want to get your opinion on one last thing. Was it just me, or did the girl with the radio, the bad guy, the bad girl,
Yeah.
she looked like the Star Wars character, Poe's girlfriend?
Oh, what?
You not getting those vibes? You weren't getting those vibes from
No,
her outfit? No?
no.
Okay. It's just me
Carrie
then.
Russell's character?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I didn't get it.
But the
Zori.
outfit,
Is
it's
her name
kind of the
Zori? Yeah.
same.
Uh, but the radio thing was fucking weird.
That was creepy though. That's like
Yeah.
a good method, you know?
Yeah, just drown out your ears and talk to people. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Again, like more unique stuff that you
Yeah,
see.
yeah. Good
Um,
technique.
so the moment of truth, the shot score.
Okay, I feel like you're gonna give it a 1.
Bro, how'd you guess, dude?
Dude, the way you're talking, I just know. You
Yeah,
were like, I just know.
I am gonna give it a 1. I think it's solid. I think it's a really good watch. It's again, I love indie, but I also love like these short stories, well, short movies. Like we're saying, it's like an hour and a half hour. I think it's like an hour and a half, really, if we're gonna count credit time, right? Which goes into their
Yeah.
runtime. So, um, I would say very solid watch. You guys should definitely watch it. But yeah, I'm giving it a 1.
Interesting. All right.
You're giving it a 2, bro.
Damn it! I'm giving it a 2. It's
Uh,
yeah, I needed I just you know me. I need more. I need like building of character and I need believability and
mhm.
I it was close to greatness. But we didn't
Yeah, I was
get it.
there. I was almost there. I mean, if they add one more moment, I think before the arm and all that, you add a little bit of more stuff. I mean, they kind of had it in her ship, but she had no trust in him at all.
Oh yeah, no.
But she still gave
Yeah.
him the meds. So they
For
tried
the
to
crap.
scatter it, but I guess it just didn't fall with us. I don't know. Maybe other people felt like they felt a strong bond, but I just wasn't there.
I wasn't there either. Also, her dad was on drugs, and that seemed like a huge thing, and we don't really go into that.
Yeah, and she took him. Remember?
Oh, yeah. And like that doesn't have any repercussions later.
Also, how come every time future drugs is like eye dropping, eye droplets?
Well, no, and he had the tablets. He had the chews,
Oh yeah, the gummies.
right?
Yeah, she
But
she
that's another thing though. Were the eye drops something he really needed and the tabs were because she didn't take the eye drops. She just took the tablets.
yeah. I think maybe the eye drops were something else, but um, when he took them, he felt like relaxed. So I didn't know if it was a
Yeah.
drug.
Make
Oh,
me give it a different
I'm
score.
coughing here, dude. What?
Don't make me give it a 3.
No, dude.
We keep
Two's solid.
too solid. Yeah, yeah.
But
It's yeah. I'm not usually into sci-fi films, but it's hard to get me engrossed in them, and this one it kept
right,
me there. I
yeah,
wasn't mad that I watched it.
yeah. All right, bro. That's it, dude. From quarantine.
We did it. It's gonna be how do we say goodbye? It's gonna be awkward. Like I'm still gonna be
No, we want to thank everyone for listening. Um, obviously, it's gonna be a little bit different for a little while, and we just hope everyone's staying safe, and we hope that you listen because now you have all this time to watch more movies.
seriously and listen to more podcasts. There's
Yeah.
lots of podcasts out there. Go support our friends over at Pod Part Deux. Let's be realistic.
Yep.
Shout out to Lee and Patrick. We just did. Wasn't that last week too?
Yeah, that was
Did we?
last week,
Oh
1917.
my
So,
God,
um,
that was feels like forever ago.
and if you're watching on YouTube or just listening on YouTube, because there was not much happening, um, we appreciate it. Hit the subscribe and like. Go follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Film Crawl. And you can sign up for Patreon. I know money's probably tight in these times as well. So,
Yeah.
but if you do have the spare change, it's $5 a month to get extra episodes like the Mandalorian episode or behind the scenes Oscar stuff that we did, and many more coming. So,
You can also get poetry and
yeah,
essays. Like you can,
Nicole writes essays. She did a Kylo Ren poetry.
not even in school, and I do essays.
Very, very good stuff, Nicole. I appreciate you working with me too, though, because
Of course.
obviously I'm still have to go to work. My day to day hasn't changed, but
Kind of crazy to me, but
we
yeah.
had to do a lot of rescheduling and kind of figure this stuff out. But we're glad we did.
Oh, and you helped me move, so I'm still very grateful for that.
Yeah.
That
How
was
is
huge.
the new apartment?
I love it, man. I have this big old window. You saw it. This
Yeah, it's
big old
nice. It
window,
was
like
very nice.
where I'm sitting right now. I'm looking outside it while we're recording. So it's the little
Relaxing.
things, the
Yeah.
positive things. Yeah.
So that's
So
awesome, dude. I'm so happy we got this done, and we're probably gonna, I think a few more weeks, at least, right? It's gonna be like this. So
I
Uh,
mean, I would say for at least another month.
yeah, so get used to it, guys.
And
But
yeah,
we do appreciate everyone for listening, and we will see you next Tuesday. We don't know what we're doing as usual, but the Instagram is full of content and polls and questions. We kind of want to hear what you guys want us to do because with this as well, we also have a little bit more freedom to watch some stuff that's on streaming. Um, Obviously, theaters aren't a thing right now, so um, you know,
easy.
I've Nicole and I have a list of movies, and we have a lot of stuff on streaming that we probably weren't going to get to in the longer run, but now may be sooner. But we want to know what you guys want to listen to. So,
Seriously, interact.
all right, that's it, Nicole. I'm gonna stop this recording, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
A